Speaking of Scorpios, I think we all. What time is it? I don't know. What time is it? What time is it?
The time is. It's party time, baby.
We're waiting.
Cause ain't no party like Scorpio party, baby.
Wish like in the background we need to add like a little like background. You know, usually you'd hear like clapping hands and stuff. I want to get like a bunch of vampires and werewolves and stuff like, you know, like woo. And then in the back, you know, like a moan, like a oh, you know, be like, wow, what's a party? I've been in a past life regression to the fourth dimensional world of the vampire world. It is very crazy. It is very crazy. Actually, it's not as crazy as people think. It was actually some of the other rooms in that castle that I literally was like, oh, that's shadow. You know, the stuff that we think is so shadow in this 3D realm, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's some people in some other dimensions that are playing out their shadow schools like in weird rooms in this shadow castle that, let's just say when I saw it, I was like, okay, I get it now. I get it. Did I pick? Oh yeah, Scorpio party, baby. All right, Scorpio, let's see. The king and queen of shadow. 3 of Pentacles reversed. So I would say that, you know, how funny that it must feel like you don't know how to build where a relationship's going right now. That might be okay. Like it's almost like you haven't found the plans yet. Because, you know, 3 of Pentacles is like people come together building plans and like, here's the big thing we're building and I've got this and I've got this. So there's a lot of like unsure of how to build something right now or where something's going in a relationship or how it's going to look. It's kind of like playing in the middle, but at the same time, that means nothing's going to get built. So you got to start like coming up with some sort of plan, you know, and especially this full moon in the 4th house, square Uranus in your 7th house to the sun in your 10th. Like this is about planning relationships emotionally and how it affects your life, your work, and all those things. So the shadow of this is, wow, you got today for tomorrow. We haven't seen this card in a while. So the things that you do today affect us tomorrow. But by not making a plan about something in a partnership right now, that means tomorrow it's not going to have a plan. So it's the faster that you do something about something that the next day will actually build upon that. But it almost feels like it just continues to be the same thing day after day because you're not doing anything different in the day of what tomorrow will look like. It's not a bad card to have. You did pull the Empress card though reversed. So, you know, the ultimate goddess energy of found, this is, I'm going to just be real and just to the point. This is just like not creating anything, like just keeping it kind of in a stalemate mode. When you're missing out on a lot of abundance and you're missing out on creating some great things, you know, especially, you know, this is very Scorpio. There's some spider webs there. Woo! Is that what she's got? Yeah, look at her. I do like this deck. The Vampers deck is my favorite deck. Nothing's come close. My Mars in Scorpio and Saturn in Scorpio are thriving with this deck. Air element here. Yeah, not talking about building things. Ooh. Ew. Or, you know, unsure of how to communicate those things, especially with, you know, it's like maybe that's going too far because if I'm talking about just only today, then if I talk about tomorrow or maybe beyond the future, into the future, maybe that's too much too fast or maybe they don't want to do that or maybe you're making too many assumptions. But you know what? What do you got to lose, Scorpio? You're not going to build anything. You're not going to see the greatness of what the relationship could be wherever you're at in whatever position you're at if you don't say something or do something about it. This 3 of Pentacles came up reversed because, well, you did get the Knight of Pentacles upright. So, you know what? It's a long journey. The longer that you don't progress forward with things, things are just going to be stuck. This is saying move forward with things, but moving forward with things without a plan gets you nowhere. It's just riding the horse without a trail. A horse with no name on a trail with no name. Can't be singing America's greatest hits and horse with no name. You did pull the Tower card reversed as your spiritual advice. Look at you. It's like you're afraid to build something completely because you're afraid it will all fall down. Or, this could be that you're in a relationship that you've been afraid to end something because it's not providing anything for you. But this is like wanting a lot of great things, but just staying in stagnation. Avoiding love completely by not wanting to communicate about it or not wanting to investigate it at all. Scorpio, North Node, second house. Whoa. Well, Scorpio, you only get what you want when you actually have something in your life and you build and you create something. How funny. So this is about, putting a commitment to something to build, to have better. You want a better life and to transform your life to feel better? Well, you have to feel physical and have it and create something. Can't just be metaphysical connection or the idea of your weird Scorpio ways of like nobody knows, but you're like secretly underneath planning all these things out and not saying anything or imagining or obsessing over them, but not saying anything. And then when it doesn't go your way, you fucking snap. So.
Yeah, it can almost come across as self-sabotaging even if it's not like an intentional, because we do hold it in and because we don't express ourselves maybe in the most healthiest of manners. Even though we might feel a certain way inside, we don't always voice it, and it can sabotage a relationship. And that's something that all Scorpios, including myself, need to figure out, need to work out in expressing ourselves in a healthy manner. When things are going great, express that and tell them why. And things aren't, it's usually not an issue, saying when there is an issue that's bothering us, speak it up. But it's more of that happier side. It's more of that joyful side. Maybe we don't express that love enough or that appreciation enough in the verbal manner, because a lot of individuals, they need that verbal, what's the word? Anyways,
that verbal confirmation?
Yeah, the verbal confirmation of it, not just the physical touch.
That might be the new sexual thing that's hot in 2020. Like 2020 is so hot. Verbal communication, like verbal confirmation. Verbal confirmation.
Yeah, so you just got to say it. You can't be afraid of it. Can't be afraid to get that heart broken. Can't be afraid to break hearts either.
Doing a little Zoolander, little, so hot right now. Verbal confirmation.
Oh, yeah.